What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph? You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight... Alright, we're coming back to Alice in Chains. Yes, indeed, Alice in Chains fans, feeling you. Come on now. Here we go. This is a request from Trip Reacts, and Trip Reacts wanted to see me react to this song by Alice in Chains called God Am. Now, have I heard the song before? No, I have not. To the best of my knowledge, this song does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have heard the song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, I recognize this. I recognize it. I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This video was sent to me because allegedly, now I'm saying allegedly because I haven't found any evidence to the contrary, but then again, I also really haven't found any evidence to support this. Allegedly, this is Layne Staley's last show. Okay, now I don't know if that's true or not. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. Maybe it's from his last tour, or maybe this really is the last time we ever saw him on stage live. I don't know. I don't know for certain. That's what it says, so I have no evidence to the contrary. I have no evidence to support it either, so I'm just gonna have to kind of take it at its word and go along with it. So allegedly, this is Layne Staley's final show. Before we get started, there's one more thing I have to mention. I am still fighting an ear infection, unfortunately. My right ear is, it still hurts. I'm on antibiotics. I've been on antibiotics for a few days now, and it's starting to get better, but it still hurts. So I will not be able to use my inner monitors. So, yeah, I got these.
No! God, please, no! No!
Lovely headphones. Listen, they're fine headphones. They work great. They're gaming headphones. They're fantastic headphones. They work really well, but they're just not my in-ear monitors. I'm sorry, they're not. So I'm gonna do the best I can with what I got. You know what I mean? So listen, the shows must go on, and I gotta do what I gotta do. And if that means I gotta wear these, then I'll wear these. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Alice in Chains, God Am, live, 1996, Layne's last show, allegedly. I don't know if that's fact or not, but we only got this to go with, so, you know, that's all I can do, unfortunately. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
I
Okay, so that's the tritone. B to F. Okay. Flat 5, but it's going down. Easy enough. Simple riff. I mean, it really is. It goes all the way back to Black Sabbath. I mean, with that, you know, the flat 5. You know, people call that the devil's tritone. B, like, well, you can take the root, whatever the root is. Doesn't matter. It could be B, it could be E, it could be A, whatever. You do the E. In this case, let's stick with B. Okay, so you got the B, which is the root, and you go up to the F, which is the flat 5. Or in this case, they go down to the F. It's still the F. A lot of musicians refer to that as the devil's tritone from the Black Sabbath song Black Sabbath. Bow, 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 you know, F sharp, C. It's the same thing, just they're doing it in B to F. So B to F. Interesting. The subdivisions that they're doing on that F, they're quick subdivisions. Wow, they're doing 16ths. Okay, so they got a 16th note subdivision pattern, but yeah, it feels so laid back. That is not easy to do. Playing those 16th notes while staying back in the pocket. Not an easy thing to do. You really got to sit back if you're going to pull that off. And they are. They're pulling it off well. It doesn't feel rushed. It doesn't feel hurried. It doesn't feel forced. It feels very naturally laid back, despite the fact they're playing a 16th note pattern. It's very cool. It's very, very cool. Let's keep going here.
How proud are you being able to gather faith from fables? Can I be like I am? Can you be like I am? Can I be like I am? God, I'm all like I am. Like I am. Like I am. God am. God. All of this strength I'm giving to strength the quiet for living. All blooming like you're feeding. Can I take ones you're waiting? Can I be like I am? Can you be like I am? Can I be like I am? God, I'm all like I am. Like I am. Like I am. God am.
Sudden ending. Okay. It works. It definitely works. I mean, it was good. It was good. I didn't. There's a lot I want to say. I need to narrow it down. Otherwise, we're going to be here for 20 minutes while I go on a rant. I don't want to do that. I really need to trim the fat on what I want to say. Let me figure out how I'm going to do that. Let me think about it. I'll see you in the review, and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Alice in Chains with a live performance of their song, God Am. This was a request from Trip Reacts. Okay, and Well, I'm gonna cover everything here. I promise. I have a score. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm gonna give that a 7.1. Yep, 7.1. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay. I'm gonna say this as delicately as I can, and I want everybody to understand that when I say this, I'm not intentionally being disrespectful, but this may come off as being disrespectful, and if it does, I apologize. It's not my intent, okay? I'm not trying to disrespect anyone or anything here, but this point needs to be made because I know a lot of people are gonna be right now are screaming bloody murder from my head right now, going, well, this was Lane's last show, and they, you know, you should be more respectful of Lane's last show and more respectful of his memory. Guys, again, I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna do my best not to sound disrespectful, but so what? I mean, listen, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but what does that being Lane's last show have to do with this song? I don't understand why that should come into effect here, why that should be brought into consideration here. I don't see the reasoning for it, okay? It's nothing against Lane Staley. I promise. I have nothing but respect for the man, okay? As a vocalist, as a songwriter, as a performer, I got nothing but respect for the man. But the fact that this was his last show has absolutely no bearing on this song whatsoever. Again, if I offend anybody by saying that, I apologize, but I just don't see the reasoning for it. As far as the song goes, it's a really good song. It's a really good song, but it's not an impressive song by any stretch. It's a very simple song. One of the simpler songs I've heard from Alice in Chains, and if I'm being brutally honest here, it's not the catchiest song either. I mean, it's got a good groove. It's got a solid groove. Using that devil's tritone, the B to the F, I dug that. And then everybody was like, we thought you hated dissonance. No, I don't hate dissonance. I don't hate dissonance. I've always had 3 guidelines that need to be followed for me personally when it comes to dissonance. It has to have a reason, it has to go somewhere, and it needs to resolve. Now, did this resolve? In a roundabout way, it did. It didn't resolve to the major like I like it when dissonance resolves to major keys. I like that. Does it have to resolve to major keys? No, it doesn't have to. It can resolve very easily back to the root, and that will work just as well for me as resolving to a major key. Now, did that happen here? Yes, it did. Every single time, like clockwork, extremely repetitively, resolving from the B to the F, back up to the B to the F. Now, repetitive, yes, very repetitive. Did the song really go anywhere? Not really, but it had a good groove, it had a good feel. I dug the devil's tritone in there, the flat 5, I dug it. I would never call the song impressive. Never in a million years would I ever call the song impressive. But it is, nonetheless, there's a certain level of hook in there, and it's in that tritone. That's where the hook lies. It's weird. It's going back to Black Sabbath by Black Sabbath. The actual song, Black Sabbath, is going back to that. What's the hook of that song? Tony Iommi. Bow, 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 with that flat 5, the double tritone. Wow, wow, wow. It's the same thing here. You got the B. Now here's the thing, I did catch on to a lick towards the end. I did catch on to this. It went B, B flat, B flat, B flat, B, F. You know, bow, do, 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 do. And it was weird. I didn't catch it at first, but once I caught a hold of it, I locked into it. I was like, okay, that makes more sense. It was like I said, that's the hook. That entire song is a hook. You're gonna remember that riff, aren't you? Yes, you are. Why? Because it's the hook. It grabs you. It's so it's mimicking and following a formula that was established by an iconic band, and they're making it their own. They're doing it in a different key, and they're putting a little different approach on it. but that is without question the hook. So it was fine. It was a really good job of a really good song. Like I said, would I call this impressive? No, I would not call this impressive. It's a very simple song. But like I've always said on the channel, simple can be effective when it's done properly. This was done properly. They put enough variance in there to make it stand on its own without saying like an exact copycat of Black Sabbath, but at the same time, paid a reference to it enough to stick with that Devil's Tritone. So that was really cool. It felt good. The groove was good. Tempo was good. It felt like everything was executed right. I mean, nothing stuck out like a sore thumb, so I could only assume that everybody was playing the right notes and everybody was playing the right song. As far as showmanship goes, I mentioned this. I just did a reaction to Wood from Alice in Chains. Alice in Chains are not known for being that band that runs around stage. They're not, okay? I've already said that. The same you can Control-C, Control-V what I said in that reaction to this reaction here. What they did fit. It was impressive by their standards, but I wouldn't say it was impressive by other band standards. But you know that they're not to be held to their band standards. I mean, that's what a lot of Alice in Chains fans believe. They're their own band, and they're right about that. They are their own band. Would I ever hold these guys up to the same expectation from a live performance as, like, you know, back from the 70s Kiss? No, I would not. I mean, you're just not going to see running around stage. You're not going to see elevators. You're not going to see pyro. You're not going to see sparklers. You're not going to see, you know, crazy things going on stage. You're not going to see that from this band. You're just not. But what they do is they stand in place and they rock out. And they were rocking out. Now, if they were just standing there like a bunch of trees, not moving around at all, I'd be upset. But Jerry Cantrell was over there on stage left, rocking out. His feet were planted, but his upper body was moving around a lot. Same thing with the bass player. I believe that's Mike Inez. Same thing. Feet planted, but I mean, he did move his feet around a little bit, but he pretty much stayed in his little circle like he always does. And, you know, he was still rocking out and having fun. Lane doing the whole rocking back and forth thing like he always does. You know, he's notorious for doing this, always. I mean, it was your typical Alice in Chains live setup and live performance. So, I mean, they swung for par. I know a lot of golfers that would love to par golf. I know there are a lot of golfers out there who would love to, you know, every time they got on a par 3, they hit 3. Every time they hit a par 4, they hit 4. And every time they hit a par 5, they hit 5. I know plenty of people who play golf that would love to be able to do that. So they hit for par. So there you go. So 7.1, I feel good about that score. And like I said at the beginning, I'm going to say this to end. I mean absolutely no disrespect whatsoever toward Lane Staley. None at all. But again, number one, allegedly, this is Lane's final performance. I have no evidence of that. I have no proof of that. There's no date on this show that says this is the last show. You know, it's allegedly this was. And as far as this being his last show, again, like I said, that it should have absolutely no bearing on the song whatsoever. There are other songs on that album that he last appeared on that deserve equal reverence in that respect. So there's no reason for this one to stand on its own as being special. So again, no disrespect intended and none meant. But I mean, that's the honest to God truth. That's how I feel anyway. So 7.1, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hopefully I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, then I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for tonight, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.